6 days left until the car is expected to arrive in London. It's starting to look like we weren't gonna have any issues. But come on, you really thought that was gonna happen? I dealt with a very shady company. The money is back in my account, and these guys are furious. The demand for what's here. We got 6 days left until the car is expected to arrive in London, coming all the way from Canada. And right up until now, it was starting to look like we weren't gonna have any issues. But come on, you really thought that was gonna happen?
Club components accepted.
These guys are trying to fuck me. I've just received an email this morning from the shipping agent here in London. They're telling me that due to congestion at the port, the shipment's being rerouted to the buttfuck nowhere. They didn't say this, but they implied that I'd need to go pick it up there. A place called Felixstowe. It's like past this place called Clacton-on-Sea, which everybody knows, like literally the fucking boonies of England. I answered and I said, so are you expecting me to pick this up here? And they go, sorry, there's nothing we could do about it, without actually answering my question. And then they tell me I have to contact the agent that I booked with in Canada. So I emailed them, you know, they tell me, oh, this is what it is. And you even said you understand that delays can happen, or things can happen during shipment. I go, yeah, things can happen. Doesn't mean I'm liable for them. And I pull up the contract, and nowhere in the contract does it say that they're allowed to change the final delivery terminal. And it clearly says what can be changed, which is routing, how the shipment's gonna be shipped, where it's gonna ship from, loading, not unloading, and where it could change vessels. It's called transconnection or something like that, which means transferring the cargo from one vessel to another. That's what's actually legally protecting them in the contract. But nowhere does it say that they can just change the delivery location and expect me to. That's like saying, oh, it's gonna, you know what, the port was too busy, we're sending it to France, you gotta go pick it up there, because shit works like that, right? You know, I'm being completely reasonable, and I go, all right, you're gonna change the shipment and where it's gonna be headed. Are you gonna compensate me if it's not gonna be brought to London? Like, I go, are you gonna bring it to London? If not, am I being compensated for my extra time and travel costs that I'm gonna incur by going to pick this up now? And then some random douchebag jumps in on the email thread, starts getting all defensive. I'm just gonna put it, you could read everything, I'm not gonna explain all this. Anyways, now I'm in a back and forth with some dickhead, and now I'm pissed, because you know what, honestly, my initial thoughts were, all right, you know what, like, we would have been lucky if we got through this and there weren't any issues at all. And this issue, really, like, at the end of the day, not that big compared to what could happen. Like, I mean, the car could get damaged, anything could happen. So to have to go somewhere where 3 hours out, look, I'm not a fan of it, but am I willing to do it? I mean, I have no choice. So that's the situation they put me in. But if I'm gonna have to go do that, they have to pay for that. It's not my problem. The contract says delivery to London terminal. The emails between me and them say your freight is covered up until London terminal. Nowhere does it say, in the case that something happens, we can change the port of delivery and where you have to pick up from, final terminal. So that's where they're wrong, and legally they're liable. So I mean, look, they don't know this, but am I really gonna go to Canada and go to small claims court over £100 in extra costs? No. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. If little stuff like this happens here and there, you let these things add up without doing something about them, or at least trying to put up a fight, they're gonna add up. And over time, you're just gonna have a bunch of losses financially and, I mean, mentally too. You know, if you're always getting thrown around and fucked over and just letting people have their way. This guy started making up terms and conditions in his email. Like, and then he goes, if you don't pay the fees, we're not releasing the car. And I go, hey, fees? What are you talking about? I paid all the fees. Like, clearly the guy hasn't even read the emails. No, he's just jumping in on a thread. Douchebag, man. To relax. So I've biked all the way here using one hand so I could eat the almonds I just bought, since I don't have anything to wash my hands with here. Yeah, what a piss off. Just like this. What a loser. Oh my God, I hope one day their karma just comes and gets them. Oh. Here's the thing. I just want the car and I want to get out of here. Oh, what a fucking loser. Of course, it's some guy named Dominic. Anyways, I'm not gonna let this ruin my day. It's Friday. I have been sick for the last few days. I'm just starting to finally feel better. I had a really bad fever. I came out one day and it was a flu. It had to have been a flu. I come out and the light's just beaming down on me. My eyes are watering. There was no way I was doing anything. I had to run back inside and then I got the worst headache that night. Anyways, that's life. There's 6 days left until it's supposed to arrive. They didn't mention anything about a delay in the ETA. We'll see. Maybe it's faster now, because if it's going to another port and it's facing congestion, it means it's here nearby. Most of the time it's just waiting to dock, probably just chilling in the harbor in the vicinity of the port. So if they're saying it's because of congestion, I'm assuming it's already nearby, and for it to go to that other town, not that much longer. From there, the port's right there, so to get it to the terminal, it's probably not going to take as long as it's going to happen in London. Once that happens, I'm going to go pick it up. What an annoying guy, you know, like you could be more polite. Okay, I just want to do this for the record. And I knew something was up. Something was fishy. It's never that easy for me, okay? It is never that easy for me. And it was starting to look a little bit too fucking easy. So that's how I knew something was bound to happen. Something. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it, because it could be worse. And fingers crossed and knock on wood, that's all we got to fucking deal with, okay? Let's just get to France. Some kid just pulled up on me on a scooter. He goes, wee! I look up at him and I'm just like, what the fuck? He goes, I don't like you. And I'm like, okay. He just fucking scootered off. I don't even know where he is anymore. What a weird kid. I mean, I'll leave all the emails there for you. You can base your own conclusions off that. The matter of the fact is the contract explicitly says what it says, and nowhere there does it. You know, when you have a contract with somebody, they have to honor their end of the agreement and you have to honor your end of the agreement. The agreement was for ocean freight, shipping a vehicle from Canada to London terminal. And they explicitly say, not only in the contract but in the emails, what you are paying for pays and covers you up to delivery at London terminal, except for, and it mentions what fees they will not be liable for, and it's port fees, customs fees, delays, demurrage. Nowhere does it say route changes. So like I said, I'll put the emails there. You could draw whatever conclusions you'd like to draw from that. I'm not too pissed. The only thing I regret not doing, I believe I could have paid with credit card. I can't remember if credit card was an option. I paid a bank transfer. If I had paid for this using a credit card, I would have been able to get all my money back right here without having to go to court, and I could have actually got the full amount back. The reason for that being is credit card companies will cover you if you make a purchase and that contract is not fulfilled. It doesn't have to actually be a contract in writing. What you pay for, what you expect to receive, has to be delivered in full as advertised. If you know how that works, you know how that works. If you don't, it's a long, complicated process, but I've been through this, and actually the process of making a claim and getting your money back is not that hard. In business, actually, I dealt with a very shady company, a firm, a marketing firm, and they did not deliver as promised and agreed in the contract that we had signed. So I called up my credit card company and I gave them all the facts, and I got another company to audit. It was regarding my website and work they had to do on the website. Anyways, I had another company, too windy this way. Yeah, I had another 2 companies audit my website and provide reports based on their findings. And those reports drawed conclusions that contradicted what this marketing firm stated they had done for me and what there was no proof that they had actually done. So I took this proof and I went to my credit card company. I emailed it over to them. I called them and I said, all right, this is the deal. I can show you the proof. And I sent it over to them. And next thing you know, the money is back in my account, and these guys are furious. They're calling me and they're trying to figure out what it is so they can, you know, they want to know what I told the credit card company, because they won't tell them that, right? They'll just say, this is the deal here. You provide us proof of all the services you rendered, or else the funds are being returned to the client. And at that point, they're already frozen from their account. So if you don't do this, that money is not coming back to you. They call me. First, one guy calls me. He's like, oh, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? Like, we did our work. And I'm like, all right, man, you can swear and have a hissy fit. You could do whatever you want. I'm going to get my money back. You lied to me. You charged me for something and you didn't do it. And then his boss calls me and he goes, man, I've all my years of business, I've never seen somebody as bitter as you, and I don't understand, man. Like, what did we do that actually pissed you off? And look, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to build a connection with me and, you know, play the good guy. But what he was trying to do was figure out what I had told the credit card company so he could go draft up some fake proof. It's not that hard to fabricate something, and that's what I'm trying to say is he could go and he could try and fabricate evidence that proves that they rendered the services that I had paid for. They don't know what it is. They don't know why the money was taken. They just know that customer called the credit card company and says he didn't get what he paid for. They don't know what exactly. You know, we've been working together for a few months now. And at this point, I'm realizing I'm getting scammed. So that's what happened. I got my money back and they tried to call me. They tried to figure it out so they could screw me again. Didn't happen, right? But if I had paid with credit card this time, maybe we would be getting all our money back, not just the train ticket to wherever the hell the car is going to be. And yeah, so at least the ETA stays the same. Man, it's the thing. I don't like getting into altercations and conflict for something so small. Usually I would have never bothered. But the thing is everybody tries to screw you, and you gotta let them know they're not gonna screw with you, man. If you don't do that, you don't let people know you're not to be fucked with, you're gonna have that same energy continuing to come back to you over and over and over again, and you're just gonna be running in loops. And it doesn't matter what your intentions are when you're avoiding these conflicts. It's in your right. You have to go out and you have to tell people when they're screwing you, and you have to demand for what's yours to be given to you. That's as simple as it is in my case right now. I'm more just pissed off the way the guy was, you know, dismissing me, how he was talking without even reading my emails, because it was very obvious. And I don't like people like that. I'm a true believer in karma. I do know that this business, you know, anytime anybody screwed me, I didn't have to screw them back. It just comes to them, man. And I think it happens with anybody. That's how karma works. It just comes around and it bites you right in the ass. Don't mess with people, man. Don't hurt people. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Oh man, I know it seems like I'm really angry over something so small. It's just, it got me going. It's not about having to go pick up the car. It's just more about people thinking they can get their way with you when it's not in their right to do so. Oh my god, I've been editing for hours and it's not like, this one's hard. This one's a real hard one because half of it was like windy day, so a lot of the conversation was just wind, and then the rest of it was just so much, and to choose what to keep and not keep. And I'm at like a 54-minute video right now, and my goal is 30 minutes, so let's see how we can make that happen. I'm gonna go for 25 minutes. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. I got it down to... We've got it down to... Okay, what am I doing here? 31 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm going for 25. It's not gonna happen. I'm trying to get it under 30, just to have that 2.9, you know, looks better. 2.8, 2.8, can we do 2.8? I don't know, can we? Can we? Am I going crazy? Alright, we got it down to 31 minutes and I don't feel like going anymore. It's got memories in there.